The Witch's Almanac, Weaving Fate's Threads. In a cozy cottage nestled deep within the whispering woods, Elara the Seer sat hunched over an ancient, leather-bound tome. Candlelight flickered across the weathered pages of the Witch's Almanac, a powerful artifact passed down through generations of her family. With trembling fingers, she traced the intricate symbols and diagrams that foretold the coming year's events. But something was terribly wrong. The pages, usually filled with clear predictions and guidance, were now a chaotic jumble of contradictory omens and impossible futures. It was as if the very fabric of fate had become tangled, threatening to unravel the tapestry of time itself. Elara knew she couldn't face this challenge alone. With a heavy heart, she sent out a mystical summons to the other guardians of the Almanac witches from diverse traditions, each tasked with maintaining a different aspect of the cosmic balance. As the full moon rose high in the sky, four figures materialized in Elara's garden. Zephyr, master of air magic and divination, arrived on a gust of wind. Terra, earth witch and healer, emerged from the roots of an ancient oak. Ignis, fire mage and keeper of transformation, stepped out of the flames of a blazing bonfire. Aqua, water witch and mistress of emotions, coalesced from the mist rising from a nearby stream. Elara greeted her fellow guardians solemnly. "My friends, we face a crisis unlike any in living memory. The threads of fate have become entangled, and if we don't act quickly, the consequences could be catastrophic." The group gathered around the almanac, their faces grave as they observed the chaotic swirl of symbols and portents. Zephyr frowned, his silver hair rustling in a non-existent breeze. "This is worse than I feared. It's as if multiple timelines are colliding, each vying for dominance." Terra ran her hands over the pages, her eyes closed in concentration. "I sense great upheaval. The natural order is in turmoil." Ignis nodded, flames dancing in his amber eyes. "Change is necessary, but this is too much, too fast. It could burn the world to ashes." Aqua's voice was soft but filled with concern. "The emotional tide of the world is in chaos. Fear, anger, and confusion reign supreme." Elara took a deep breath, centering herself. "Then we must act. We must use our combined powers to untangle the threads of fate and restore balance to the almanac." The 5 witches formed a circle around the tome, joining hands. Each called upon their elemental affinities, weaving together a complex spell of restoration and balance. Elara began the incantation, her voice steady and clear. "By star and stone, by leaf and bone, we call upon the powers that be. Untangle the knots of destiny's threads, and set the course of fate free." The others joined in, their voices harmonizing in an otherworldly chorus. The air in the cottage grew thick with magic, and the candles flickered wildly. As they chanted, Elara could see the threads of fate materializing around them, gossamer strands of possibility stretching out in all directions. With careful precision, she began to untangle the knots, separating the twisted timelines. Zephyr used his command of air to gently tease apart the most delicate strands, his breath carrying whispers of potential futures. Terra grounded the wildest threads, anchoring them in the stability of earth magic. Ignis burned away the weakest possibilities, allowing the strongest timelines to shine brighter. Aqua soothed the turbulent energies, her water magic flowing through the threads and smoothing out the rough edges. For hours they worked, their magic ebbing and flowing like the tides. Sweat beaded on their brows, and more than once, one or another of them nearly lost their grip on the complex spellwork. But they persevered, driven by the knowledge that the fate of the world hung in the balance. As dawn broke, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold, the last tangled thread fell into place. The witches released their joined hands, exhausted but triumphant. The almanac lay open before them, its pages once again filled with clear, coherent predictions. Elara smiled wearily at her companions. "We've done it. The threads of fate are once again flowing as they should." But their work was not yet complete. Over the next few days, the guardians pored over the restored almanac, interpreting its prophecies and preparing for the challenges that lay ahead. They saw great changes coming: environmental upheavals, social revolutions, and spiritual awakenings. But now, instead of chaotic destruction, these changes held the potential for growth and positive transformation. Before they parted ways, the 5 witches made a solemn pact. They would use the knowledge gained from the Almanac to guide and protect their respective communities. They would work to nudge the world towards the brightest possible future, using their magic to heal, inspire, and illuminate the path forward. As her fellow guardians disappeared back to their own realms, Elara sat alone with the Almanac. She knew that maintaining the balance of fate would be an ongoing task, requiring vigilance and wisdom. But as she ran her fingers over the now smooth pages, she felt a sense of hope. The threads of fate were once again flowing true, and with them, the possibility of a brighter tomorrow. Elara closed the Almanac gently, ready to face whatever the future might bring, armed with the power of foresight and the strength of unity. The end.